Brodes Media.
What is going on, everyone? Real quickly before we get into the action, if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button as well. Over on Twitter, by the way, at Brodes Media, we are running a giveaway where you can win an Eagles pullover sweater. This thing is beautiful. All you have to do is retweet the pinned tweet explaining the rules at the top of the Twitter profile and follow at Brodes Media, and boom, you are entered to win. Lastly, we are now opening internships at Brodes Media. And yes, you can get college course credits for it as well. Enter by uploading your resume to brodesmediainterns@gmail.com. And with that being said, enjoy the show. What is going on, everyone? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Brodes. I know everyone's all fired up about the Eagles, but the Phillies are still making noise, and they actually had a successful weekend, taking 2 of 3 against the Mets, and they actually gained a game on the Atlanta Braves. And I know what you're thinking, Brodes. They had a golden opportunity in Game 3 to sweep the Mets. How dare they? Yes, I understand that there's going to be hiccups along the way here with plenty of series where they should win games that they lose. That's why we are even in this predicament as we sit here today. That's why we're here. But reality is, you just watched the Braves fight and battle with the San Francisco Giants, and there were some emotional wins where the Braves take the lead, but here you go in the 9th with 2 strikes on you, pinch hit opportunity, they tie it to left field, and then Gossman's up at the dish with bases loaded, and he hits a sac fly to walk it off. I mean, it was amazing. It was outstanding. It was very entertaining baseball. You ended up getting at least a game in there. It could have been worse. They got a game. Now, here's what sucks. The Braves have the Arizona Diamondbacks next, a 4-game set on the road, but a 4-game set. They play the San Diego Padres after that. They're screaming at one another in the dugout, cursing one another out. Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. So I understand that we can look at the Phillies, and we've done this 10 billion times now, and say, well, they have really bad teams. The Baltimore Orioles, the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? You're going to see some really hideous baseball. Not that the Phillies have proven to us to this point that they can actually handle that. My point, though, is the Braves right now are playing some teams, specifically the Arizona Diamondbacks, that may not be smooth either. Okay? You got the Padres so desperate. You know what they're doing? They're picking up Vince Velasquez. Yeah. I'd still rather have him than a bullpen game every 5 days, but I digress. Look, Bryce Harper was ridiculous in this series. I was so pumped up for about a half a second in the 9th inning with the man on first base. The Mets had a 1-run lead here in this 3rd game on Sunday Night Baseball. And when I saw Bryce Harper hit the ball, like, here we go! He can't do everything, unfortunately, right? I wish he could. He had a sac fly earlier. He scored with aggressive base running in the 1st inning after JT Realmtuo had a hit. He had the diving catch in the 8th inning by foul territory, which was amazing. In Game 2 of this series, he had a beautiful professional at-bat that resulted in knocking in runs and giving the Phillies a comfortable lead. It's just unfortunate that, it got a little bit uncomfortable afterwards, but we're accustomed to that at this point. Bryce Harper was ridiculous. He did say after the game, though, because Dusty had the hold up sign, don't run home. He couldn't stop with where he was at. And luckily, the ball was not properly thrown in to the infield. He's ridiculous. I can't even put it into words the way that he is carrying this team. And it's so damn funny because I'll be honest with you. It was after Game 2 against the Pirates, and I questioned, who the hell is the fucking leader on this baseball team? Because what's happening right now is a disgrace. And I wasn't talking on field. And I still have those questions. But it's just crazy to think about Bryce Harper's season, how he's going to be MVP level. And I question, well, Who is taking this team? Who's saying this is my team? Well, Bryce has definitely done it. Just crazy that he can't fully get the supporting cast needed. JT in the 7th inning, bases loaded. And that's where the turmoil comes in today with Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi yanked Kyle Gibson. He didn't yank Kyle Gibson. Did not. In the 7th inning, allowed for him to bat in a tied baseball game. What ends up happening in the next frame? McNeil hits a bomb. The Phillies lose the lead, and that's ultimately the game-changing run, the game-winning swing. I personally would have yanked Kyle Gibson in the 7th, knowing I need to give my offense every opportunity to expose the New York Mets. And later on, when you see that inning play out, you recognize, well, the Phillies did have a golden opportunity. That at-bat was extremely important. Let's just play the other side, though. Knowing there's not a lot of arms in your bullpen because you have to throw bullpen games. Not only that, Zach Wheeler in this series had a start that went 5 innings. In a 4-3 win, he had 6 strikeouts. Now you're starting to use Ian Kennedy. You're starting to use your bullpen pieces. After a bullpen game, and Aaron Nola went, where did he go in his? Aaron Nola went, I know I wrote it down, so it's on this piece of paper. 9 Ks and 5 2/3. So factor that domino effect in, and Aaron Nola did fine. I'm not knocking Aaron Nola. I'm just talking about length, though, in these games. Joe Girardi yanked them, saw signs of slowing down, was proactive. After all this bullpen usage, now let's go to what we saw transpire tonight. If Joe Girardi did pull him with 82 pitches, and Bedrosian's your next guy up by default because you're handcuffed and you don't have a billion options and you've been running the bullpen into the dirt lately with your top guys especially, what would have happened if Bedrosian gave up the homer? How do you pull Kyle Gibson? He was only at 82 pitches. How is that possible? Joe, how dumb could you be? That's the response you would have heard. Let's be honest. Take away the emotions. Take away all the pain that we've been through to this point. Be real with yourself. You would have crushed Joe. Bedrosian, what? Gibson was dealing. So I just want to play devil's advocate and put that out there because we know, don't lie, we know that would have been what was said. Knowing that, I would have given my offense an opportunity to try and score some runs there, and they did not get to do that. So, just looking at this series, though, I saw the defense pick up. Ronald Torreyes had a beautiful play at third base, big out. Didi Gregorius in game 2. How about what he was doing? Catching the ball, just tossing it back to Gene Segura, who's stretching out in a split to make the play. There was some good defense in this series. What do you know? Good defense being played resulted in winning a series. Yeah, and, of course, playing the New York Mets, who are just a disaster. When Diaz was on the bump late and hearing the statistics on what Bryce Harper has done to him at home run earlier, my mouth started to water. And I love the fact, even though I wish this didn't occur and I wish Bryce Harper got more of it, just missed so damn close. But after the game, he's just not happy with it. Just not happy with it. Knowing what could have been done. Knowing the damage. Frustrated with himself. Yeah, Bryce, as if you're not doing enough. But that's the difference in the wired athletes that are sensational. That's the difference in the brain and how the mind works for these perfectionists. Because ultimately, how you get so damn great at this craft at this level, you're a perfectionist. You demand perfection from yourself. He was so close. You should have saw my face. Oh! Something along the lines of that, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. I have no idea. I do know that Gene Segura hit 2 homers in the 5-3 win, though. 2 bombs. I made one of the worst jokes of my career, big time on Twitter. Something along the lines of, everyone needs 2 pairs of jeans. Am I right? Am I right? Giving you some power. And then I see on Twitter all the people kind of going down this road. Ooh, if we get a hotter Gene Segura and JT, who had, I mentioned him, like he was bad in the 7th inning, right? And we've seen him get overwhelmed. There's clearly a connection between his injury and the lack of performance this season. But there's been nicer at-bats from him as of late, right? We can all recognize that. With a better Gene Segura, with JT possibly turning around, with this version of Bryce Harper, do we have enough? I don't know. Maybe the nature of playing some of these teams coming up will give you that thought, would give you that feel, potentially. And just to look at the standings, I want to read out the standings for you. It's so funny. I follow some Yankee people who cover the Yankees, some Yankee content creators and all, and they talk about the Yankees as one of the worst teams. They can't stand them. Absolute joke. Embarrassment to the sport of baseball. They're 83-67, right? Think about the difference on the feeling right now with the Phillies, which is their upsetting team, and they're playing a horrendous brand of baseball. I don't want to make it seem like we talk about this team highly, because we absolutely don't. But my point is, with where they are against the Braves right now in the NL East, the optimism of possibly sneaking in at 76-73 compared to the way the Yankees, who are in 4th place in the American League East at 83-67, the tone is just comical to me. I understand why Yankees fans feel that way. It's unacceptable for them on September 19th, September 20th to be in 4th place of the division. It's just, whoa. So the Braves are 77-70. The Mets are now 73-77. They're a joke. They're a joke. You knew the Mets would met this series. The Phillies could lose to the Diamondbacks, the Pirates, right? These scrub baseball teams. We've seen it happen a billion times. You see the Mets, you're going to beat the Mets. You're going to beat the Mets. It's so damn funny. Orioles, Pirates for a 4-game set. And then, yes, the Atlanta Braves. It's pretty amazing to look at this schedule right now. It's so close to the wire. I mean, it really is. You're basically talking about, 4 more series? That's it? And then baseball season is possibly over? Time is running out. But it is ultimately a success at the end of the day. This series is a success. You get that game. You get that game. You know what's going to be mind-blowing and crazy to experience? Phillies versus Braves series. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Look, 1 game at a time at this point. Not even a series at a time. It's 1 game at a time. Study the Braves. Study yourself. Study the Braves. Study yourself. See, you're now at the point of the season where you're asking for help. You're demanding help. I need help. It's no longer control what you can control, which you can maybe say 5 series ago. Control what you control. Don't worry about the other teams. Focus on winning games. They just didn't do it at a high enough clip when you're playing the Colorado Rockies at home, who are just a piece of garbage when they're away from Coors Field, right? I can't wait to reflect on this one. I mean, am I an asshole? Yes. Who would ever say that in their right mind? I can't wait to assess this season when it's all said and done after a month or two's down the road and you had long enough to digest it and get all the emotions out of it. I can't wait to dissect this thing. Who the hell says that in their right mind? You know it's late. You know I've been through a hell of a day. You know I've already experienced an Eagles loss. And I'm sick in the head for the day. To continue to throw that vomit out there. Before we continue, It's been a great start to the NFL season, and it's only getting better at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings is kicking off another week of action by giving all new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $1 on any football game this week and receive $150 in free bets instantly, no matter what. And this football season, all customers can swing big with DraftKings same-game parlays. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Brodes to receive $150 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any football game. That's promo code Brodes to get $150 in free bets instantly. This week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we're going to throw it over to the Anytime Hotline. Here's some reactions from the games this weekend. Here we go.
Bro, JT Realmtuo is not a Philly in my eyes. He is not a Philadelphia Philly in my eyes. That was disgraceful. Bases loaded. He's up, and he grounds out for second. It's like wimpy. It's wimpy. Gibson, he had a quality start. Like a quality start is MLB basically saying if your pitcher has a quality start, that game needs to be won. He did everything he could. It's up to your offense, and the offense couldn't deliver. It's a pretty cold night. Even though it was really, really warm where I live, but whatever, man. God, don't get sucked in. That's the common theme here.
Don't get sucked in. Look, I'm not. I don't really believe it can happen. I'm just looking at it, right? I basically tweeted out on Thursday night after the Phillies kind of had to restart this Mets series. Restarted. No idea why I said it in that type of way, but when this series began, we know exactly what's going to occur. The Braves go into San Francisco. They'll run into some issues. They'll probably lose some games. And because the New York Mets have no idea how to be a team and they're all over the map, guess what? Here you go. We'll be talking about the Philadelphia Phillies on Sunday night. And it's weird because they lost tonight. If they lost game 2 and won game 3, we'd probably have this different energy. It's always hard the night they lose. If it's game 3 of the series, they still win the series, but they lose on that given day. There's clearly a negative or more negative tone. Big picture-wise, after the 3 games, I kind of saw this coming. Can they take advantage? JT Realmuto, though, is he already breaking down? I've heard that question being asked. Well, physically, you're seeing him at first base already. Well, what if Rhys is healthy? What if Alec Boehm and Rhys Hoskins are fighting over first base and DH? Where do you slide JT Realmuto? See, it worked and it got less criticized because Rhys Hoskins is unavailable. But what if you had Rhys Hoskins available, right, and he's at first base, and JT Realmuto's having all these lingering issues and these bothersome problems with his body? Maybe we would be analyzing this in a different way with Joe. And I'm seeing Joe get destroyed today on that 7th inning thing, and I just wonder if this is more of a product of the roster than Joe. These are one of the decisions in one of the games that happens because your roster is so flawed, because your starting pitcher, specifically in that 5th-day rotation spot, has been so bad. Overall, once you think about the longevity of an entire season, you're forced to put Kyle Gibson in the 7th, so you're forced to bat him. You're forced to bat him in the 7th. You're forced to have him on the field pitching as well after that at-bat. All because over time, it's the cause and the effect of your roster not being completed and causing you major concerns. Joe was pretty damn emotional in this series, though. How about that Matt Joyce swing that got him pissed? He was in the face, going heavy finger point, going heavy screw you. Not having it, face turning purple. Once again, if I'm talking about one big snowball, after so many crucial losses, after so many times underachieving, being asked the same questions by the media, you know what I sensed? Joe Girardi hitting a breaking point. And sometimes you just snap. He snapped. He's made reactionary comments to the media before. He's given you some attitude and some edge before, absolutely. So every once in a blue moon, when it piles up on you and it feels there's a lot of stress and something's on your back, you just let it all out. You just bang. I see that as a microcosm of not playing the way that you feel you are capable of, not being in first place of the NL East. What are you going to do? It would have been nice, though. Could you imagine if they swept and the fake, fun, false expectation of winning the division that would have been in place? It's just comical to me at this point. It really is, of this cycle that's nonstop. And I felt I've been doing this with my hands over this last 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm just going to continue to do it now, even if it makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, we got a text message here on the Anytime Hotline. This is from Dave in Ocean City. Brodes, how is it possible that Joe Girardi makes that decision on keeping your pitcher in the game when an at-bat is clearly needed? I'm with you. I would have done it. No doubt about it. I won't pretend, though, that it was so inevitable, so obvious that should have been the move, right? Like, it's not. It's not. When you look at Bedrosian being your alternative in the bullpen afterwards, Bedrosian, Kyle Gibson. I'll probably take my opportunities with Kyle Gibson. With that said, tie ball game. Here's where I have the problem, though. When I see Gabe Kapler make all these decisions and they put pinch hitters up, they constantly get the result that they're looking for. When he flips the coin on this 50-50 move, their pinch hitters are hitting home runs, they're blasting through, they're making moves. Well, why is it happening elsewhere? When Joe Girardi, and keep in mind, the San Francisco Giants are at the top of the league. It's not all over the map. It just seems that all those 50-50 toss-ups are bad with the Phillies. If it's always bad, does that mean there's not really enough talent around? Is that fair to say? Bob from West Philly texted in and wants to know if Bryce Harper is going to win MVP. Now, I get this all the time. Twitter DMs, just tweeting at me, Instagram DMs, YouTube comments, you name it. I honestly feel he should win it, right? Now, I'm normally a real objective analyzer with MVPs because I don't care too much for them. So if somebody else around the league, if Joel Embiid is an MVP candidate, right, but so is Jokic or somebody else who's dominating, we're so emotionally tied to the one player and we watch them over 82, we don't watch other player for 82, or in this case 162, to fully analyze and grasp what they're doing for their respected squads as well. With that said, with this Phillies one, with Bryce Harper, it should be him. Like, he is really on an absolute tear doing things with his OPS in this second half and his home run ability. With the power has been magnificent in clutch moments. He's constantly scoring runs. This stretch has been so long. The dominance has been for months now, literally months for the second half, where there's been no break. There's been no skip. There's been no random little 4 or 5 game shot. No, it's been all greatness. It's been all, you don't want to be staring at Bryce Harper in the face if you're an opposing pitcher. That's why the man should never fucking bunt in his life. Anyway. Yeah, he should. He should, yes. He absolutely 1,000% should be involved with the MVP trophy at the end of the year. This team would not be even close to 76 and 73 without Bryce Harper. That's not even good. It's not. But imagine what it would be without Bryce. He's single-handedly keeping them involved right now. Yes! Yes! I'm a huge fan of Fernando Tatis Jr. I think he's a stud. He's got to clean up his act defensively. That's going to cost him. If that could be just I'm not even going to say average. If it could be below average, because right now it's below average. If it could just be below average, it's a huge game changer for what he brings to the table. And quite frankly, I don't even know if I'm keeping him in my infield with what I've seen this season until he shows me real signs of growth. Bryce Harper is blowing him out of the water right now with the professionalism and the MVP caliber style of play that he's providing. So, to me, that's my answer. Yeah, yes. And I'm normally pretty good at keeping it 100 and keeping it objective for MVP races because really, I don't care. I don't care. What I care about with Bryce is the fact that I'm getting this. I get this Bryce Harper with or without the MVP trophy. I get this Bryce Harper, and I witness it, and I'll never forget it again. It's a Ryan Howard-esque type of stretch. I'll never forget what Ryan Howard did. I'll never forget this Bryce Harper season. But with this season, it might come with an MVP trophy, it might not. Doesn't impact what I saw. It doesn't change what I saw. I still saw it. He should win it, though. That's for sure. You want to talk about winning? Do you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? Download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, and player prop bets. There's sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing. Line movements so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks, as well as view your rank on the leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store right now to download BetQL. Enter the discount code Brodes at payment checkout for 25% off of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information in the description below. And I'm losing my damn mind at this point. Excuse me, my damn mind, my damn voice. Maybe my mind too, but my damn voice. I did screaming during the Eagles game. I haven't really given a scream, a yip, a yelp, a couple yips, yelps, a couple off the couch moments with some fist pumps in a bit of time. I did today, and then I recorded my post-game pod for the Eagles. I did 3 hours of radio. Now I'm screaming about the Phils. So my cords need a bit of a break. So what does that mean? I'll go to sleep tonight. I'll wake up for my 9 a.m. coffee with Brodes, and we'll attack it all tomorrow as well. So that's what that means. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.